Once upon a time, in a bright little candy shop on Maple Street, sat a shiny chocolate bar named Choco. He had a golden wrapper, a big brown smile, and smelled sweeter than anything else in the entire shop. Every day, children came in with happy faces, their eyes wide with excitement. They would point at the swirly candy canes, giggle at the squishy gummy bears, and beg their parents for colorful lollipops. But Choco felt different. He wasn't excited about being chosen. You see, Choco had a secret. He didn't want to be eaten. While the other candies dreamed of melting into a warm mug of hot cocoa or becoming the star of a big birthday cake, Choco dreamed of something else entirely. He wanted to see the world, not end up as a snack in someone's tummy. He longed for adventure and a life beyond the candy shelf. One sunny morning, the shop bell jingled, and a cheerful little girl named Olivia walked in, holding her mama's hand. Her eyes sparkled as she looked around at all the colorful treats, from the rainbow-colored jawbreakers to the fluffy marshmallows. "You can pick one sweet thing, Olivia," said her mama with a warm smile. Olivia carefully looked up and down the shelves. She saw lollipops shaped like stars and gummy worms that wiggled when you shook the jar. Then her eyes landed on Choco. His golden wrapper gleamed under the shop lights, and his big chocolatey grin seemed to be saying, "Pick me." Well, that wasn't exactly what he was hoping for. "I'll take that one, Mama," Olivia said happily, pointing right at him. "Oh no," whispered Choco to himself, his chocolate heart sinking a little. "I've been chosen." This is very, very bad news. The shopkeeper gently picked him up, placed him into a crisp paper bag, and soon, Choco was on his way to Olivia's cozy little home. He felt the gentle sway of the bag as Olivia skipped along the sidewalk, humming a happy tune. When they arrived, Olivia set Choco down on the kitchen table right beside her soft toy bunny, Benny. Benny the bunny had long floppy ears and big stitched eyes. As soon as Olivia left the room, Benny blinked his eyes and turned his head. "Well, hello there," he said in a surprisingly squeaky voice. Choco gasped. He'd never heard a toy talk before. "A talking bunny." Benny just giggled, "Of course. But only when Olivia isn't looking. So tell me, what's wrong? You look all melty, and it's not even warm in here." Choco let out a long, sugary sigh. "I don't want to be eaten," he confessed. "I want to do something special with my life. Maybe travel, or be someone's helper, or even just stay whole. I want to have adventures." Benny tilted his head, his button nose twitching. That is a bit of a chocolate problem, isn't it?" Before they could come up with a plan, they heard tiny footsteps approaching. Olivia came skipping back into the kitchen. "Snack time," she sang, reaching her small hand toward the table for Choco. "Hide me," Choco whispered desperately. Quick as a flash, Benny the bunny used his soft paw to roll Choco right behind the big round teapot that sat in the middle of the table. Olivia looked around, puzzled. "Huh? Where did my chocolate go?" She peeked under the napkins and looked behind the cookie jar. That's funny. Maybe I left it in my room." She giggled to herself and then ran off to continue her search. Choco sighed in relief from his hiding spot. "Phew! That was so close! Thanks, Benny." The bunny gave him a little wink. That night, after the house grew dark and quiet, a soft crackling voice came from the candy jar on the counter. "Why so worried, young one?" Choco looked over and saw an old, wise-looking candy covered in colorful sprinkles. It was Mr. Sprinkle, who had lived in the candy jar for years and had seen many things. Choco decided to tell him everything, how he didn't want to be eaten, and how he dreamed of having a different purpose in life. Mr. Sprinkle chuckled kindly, his sprinkles rattling a little. "Every sweet has a reason to exist, my boy," he said. "And it's not always the one you expect. Maybe your purpose isn't to be eaten. Maybe it's to make someone smile in a whole other way." Choco thought about Mr. Sprinkle's wise words all night long. Could it be true? Could he have a purpose other than being a tasty treat? The next morning, Olivia came bouncing back into the kitchen, her pigtails flying. "There you are," she said, her eyes lighting up as she spotted Choco behind the teapot. This is it, Choco thought, bracing himself. Goodbye, world. It was sweet knowing you. But instead of tearing open his golden wrapper, Olivia picked him up gently and smiled. You know what? She said. You're just too pretty to eat. I think I'll keep you in my special treasure box instead. She carefully carried him to her room and placed him inside a beautiful little box. Inside, he was nestled next to a shiny glass marble, a bright blue feather she had found in the park, and a star-shaped button that had fallen off her favorite coat. From that day on, Choco wasn't just a chocolate bar anymore. He became Olivia's lucky charm. She took him everywhere. He went on picnics in the park, sat on the dashboard during car rides, and he was even the star of her show-and-tell day at school. Whenever Olivia felt a little sad or lonely, she'd open her treasure box, look at Choco's shiny wrapper and his big friendly smile. And she would feel better. You're my special chocolate, she'd whisper to him. And every night, when the house was quiet, Choco would tell Benny the Bunny and Mr. Sprinkle all about his amazing adventures of the day. He was never eaten, he never melted, and he was never afraid again. Because now, he knew his purpose. He had discovered that he didn't have to be a snack to make someone happy. He just had to be himself. And sometimes, when the moonlight shone through the window and touched his shiny golden wrapper, you could almost hear him sigh softly and say, "Ah, sweet dreams, world."